Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the meeting of the Lebanon Utility Service Board for Wednesday, February 19th, 2025. Let the record show that the meeting was properly advertised and there was a working session prior. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic. All right, we'd like to offer public comment at the beginning and end of each of our meetings. Go ahead and do that now, and don't see anyone here from the public with comments, so again, we'll offer that at the end. First item tonight is the approval of our minutes from the February 5th, 2025 meeting. Everyone had a chance to review those minutes, and if so, I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Ann to approve the
A
minutes.
little bit of discussion for a change.
Yeah, we're going to go to discussion.
Those were really extensive meeting minutes, and I thought they were very well prepared, and I just wanted to note that.
Thank you, Danny.
Good note. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments or discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next item is Resolution 2025-01, and this is accepting Indiana's wastewater state revolving fund loan program and its preliminary engineering report. And our legal counsel, Jeff Jacob, will address this for us.
Yeah, thank you, Board. As you're aware, we have Wessler Engineering has prepared a preliminary engineering report. That report was amended, and then a public hearing occurred. You have reviewed the report, and the next step from the SRF standpoint is approval of a resolution accepting the preliminary engineering report. I'm happy to start with the resolution. I note that Wessler Engineering, Bob Holden, is here to address any questions or comments regarding the preliminary engineering report. They are needed.
Bob, were there any follow-up questions from the community session that we need to hear?
All right, you guys got a little ahead of me. There were no public comments on the PER whatsoever. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Resolution 2025-01, a resolution accepting Indiana's wastewater state revolving fund loan program preliminary engineering report. Whereas the City of Lebanon Utility Service Board operates a municipally owned utility known as Lebanon Utilities, which provides wastewater collection, processing, and treatment for its ratepayers through the utility's wastewater system. Whereas the board finds it is in the best interest of the ratepayers, the utility, and the City of Lebanon to expand, improve, and maintain the infrastructure of the wastewater system as generally detailed in the attached Exhibit A, which is the wastewater project. Whereas the state of Indiana operates a wastewater state revolving fund loan program that provides low interest rate financing to construct wastewater infrastructure. Whereas the board has caused a preliminary engineering report dated September 2024, revised January 7, 2025, to be prepared by the consulting firm of Wessler Engineering. Whereas the PER has been presented to the public at a properly noticed public hearing held on January 29, 2025 at the Lebanon Municipal Building for public comment. Whereas the board finds there was not sufficient evidence presented in objection to the wastewater project detailed in the PER, and whereas the board finds that the wastewater project detailed in the PER is necessary for the safe, efficient, and effective operation of the wastewater system. Now, therefore, it is resolved by the Lebanon Utility Service Board that one, the amended PER dated January 7, 2025 be approved and adopted by the Lebanon Utility Service Board, and said PER be submitted to the State Revolving Fund Loan Program for review and approval.
Thank you, Jeff. Questions, comments for Mr. Jacob? Not, I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-01, accepting Indiana's wastewater state revolving fund loan program preliminary engineering report.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to approve the Resolution 2025-01, accepting Indiana's wastewater state revolving fund loan program, PER preliminary engineering report. Any additional comments, questions, discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we will move on with our water wastewater operations manager, Ryan Eidinger. He has a permission to advertise the wastewater SRF BOT request for proposals.
Yes, I have to apologize. I do not have 10 items today. I have tried to scale it back a little bit for the benefit of time. My first item on the agenda is the authorization to advertise the wastewater SRF loan BOT request for proposals. This is the next step in selecting a contractor. We did a very similar process for the water. We did the exact same process for the water. This is part of expansion phase 1 and the LEAP district collection system. And I would take any questions the board might have on this.
Thank you, Ryan. Questions, comments for Ryan? I would entertain a motion.
To approve the permission to advertise for the wastewater SRF loan BOT request for proposals.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, and we'll give that to Tim. To approve the permission to advertise for the wastewater SRF loan BOT request for proposals. Additional questions, comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Ryan stays put for the next item, which is the PER for wholesale supply phase 2 BFNS agreement.
Yes, this is very similar to the phase 1 PER. For each phase, we do need to update the PER. The entire PER does not need to be redone, but the phase 1 will be in there, and then phase 2 will be added the necessary documents in that. The scope of the work includes coordination with the IFA and stakeholders, the utilities, city and state, and the development of the elements needed within each section of the PER for phase 2 of the CEG wholesale water supply project. Phase 2 is anticipated to be operational by 2028 to facilitate the supply of an additional 8 million gallons a day of wholesale water delivery from CEG. That is in addition to the 2027 delivery of 2 million gallons a day. This PER is a requirement for the Indiana Finance Authority to be eligible for our SRF loan program. I can take any questions. The amount is $28,800 through BFNS. BFNS wrote the wholesale water phase 1 PER also.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Questions for Ryan? Comments? Oh, entertain a motion?
I move to approve the wholesale water phase 2. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, phase 2 preliminary engineering report form BFNS for an amount not to exceed $28,800.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Bill to approve the wholesale water phase 2 preliminary engineering report from BFNS for an amount not to exceed $28,800. Any additional discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Ryan, looks like we have a water wastewater admin vehicle.
Yes, this is a request to purchase a 2025 Chevy Colorado to support our expanding operations. This is a budgeted item. Originally, we were scheduled to trade in our current Ford Escape that Matt Hutton drives. But instead of trading it in, my request would be to keep that. So the new project manager has a vehicle for meetings and conferences, et cetera, and then just add the 2025 Colorado to our fleet. It, even without a trade-in, it does stay under budget, stays under our line item. We did receive quotes for a Ford Ranger from D. Patrick, a Toyota Tacoma from Tom Wood, and a Chevy Colorado from Bill Estes. Bill Estes also looked at the price of the Colorado on 3 different lots to ensure that we were getting the lowest price. And that is the price that I'm submitting. And my request is for the approval of that Chevy Colorado. The requested amount is $36,795. This is a capital addition line item number 17 in our request for this year's budget, with a difference of $13,205 under budget on this. This is the exact same vehicle that the meter department just purchased, I think, last meeting.
Yeah, it sounded familiar to me. So anybody have questions for Ryan, comments? I would entertain a motion.
I move to approve the purchase of the 2025 Chevy Colorado from Bill Estes for an amount not to exceed $36,795.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Ann to approve the purchase of the 2025 Chevy Colorado from Bill Estes for an amount not to exceed $36,795. Additional comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Ryan, rounding it up with the business park savings.
Yes, I am very pleased to announce that as part of the Business Park Lift Station program, with savings in the field that we were able to realize, and with the portion of the savings going back, we'll be able to be refunded to RDC for their participation in this. So I'm asking for an allocation of the Lebanon utilities portion, so not to take anything away from the realized savings for the RDC as they contributed to the Business Park Lift Station. Our savings came out to $348,817. There were a number of factors on that. One of the biggest factor is the original GMAX price was for to bore in part of that gravity sewer main, and we were able to do an open cut, which is considerably less money in that factor. Also, as part of that savings, there was a contingency built in for unknowns that we did not have to tap into at the time. So that contingency was also saved in the GMAX. This request is for lamp hole replacement. And the lamp hole replacement will be was originally scheduled to be part of the 2025 sewer lining program. And if you'll remember, just last meeting, I had a number of change orders due to lamp holes and manhole rehab. So this will allow for Kokosing, who has sent us a price, to go in and replace the lamp holes ahead of the sewer lining project in order for not to limit the amount of spot repairs. There's still a chance that there's going to be spot repairs because we just don't know till we get in there. But they will go in, remove the lamp holes, put a new manhole in place. And the lining project needs to have a manhole to manhole process to complete the lining. You can't use a lamp hole for the lining process. I do have a general map of the area. This is in, looks like around the Busby Street and Royal. Let me see if that,
Circles on the map or the lamp holes.
That is correct.
I say, would you turn?
Try that. So everybody have to tilt their head sideways. I will note that there are 2 additional lamp holes that are not on this map. They are in conflict with the city's upcoming road pavement project. So what we don't want to do is wait for a brand new road to come in, then go tear that brand new asphalt up and do our construction. So this will allow us to get the lamp hole removed. There's 2 lamp holes removed, 2 manholes put in. So when they pave, the manholes will be new, the pavement will be new, they'll be level with the pavement, and that will keep us from tearing up a brand new city
Where is
street.
this taking place?
Cameron, you're going to have to come from the back. It's
The two you're talking about.
There's the two, Cameron can tell you, I know it's part of the, they're scheduled to be paved. Those roads are scheduled to be paved as part of the city paving process in 2025. I'll let Cameron take this one.
You want to know what roads?
Well, what,
Well, these two that Ryan just talked about, what streets are that on?
William Street and Park Street, I believe.
and so that brings the total to 13 then?
Yep.
And how many do we have remaining in the city after we finish this?
Approximately 90 to 95.
Oh my goodness, we have that many lamp poles?
Yeah,
Old City.
Oh my word.
that's a work in
Okie
progress.
dokie.
So Ryan, it sounds like that this 201,740 is just a portion of the savings. Is that right?
Correct. We will still be returned 146,077 as part of that project, but also that will alleviate some of the budgeted money for the 2025 sewer lining. So we can realize that in the lining project and line more. It's cheaper. The more linear feet that you line, it's cheaper per linear foot because your mobilization cost and demobilization cost have already been paid for. So the bigger the section, the actual cost goes down per linear foot. So we can apply. So it's a win-win. We get a little bit more lining, and this savings, we still have savings that will come back to Lebanon Utilities. I just wanted to make sure that the board was okay with allocating this toward that project.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. Questions for Ryan on this?
And this is one of the older, this lining project's taking place in one of the older sections of town where we have determined it's most needed.
Correct. Yeah. Based on our data, not only with age, but with the SLRAT program that we have, we were able to go in and do a evaluation of that area. And then upon that evaluation, we did camera work in that area to ensure that data was correct. And my staff has determined that, along with BFNS and myself, that this is the highest priority as far as sewer lining.
And those remaining 90 lamp poles will most likely also be in older sections of the city, which will rise to the top of the priority list for relining. I bet
Correct.
that's correct too, isn't it?
That is correct. But also, please
okay.
understand where he did emphasize the word approximately. Those are the known lamp holes. There are probably a few that have been paved over and broken and are not on our GIS, so they could pop up in a lining project. Those are the ones that we are aware of, is how I would state that.
Okie dokie. Thank you.
Yeah, and Ryan, I guess to add on to that, the lamp poles are also a source of I&I because they don't
That's
have
correct.
a lid on them.
Correct.
And they're in the old part of the city. And the old part of the city is also the part of the city that there was a time when the city was a combined sewer city. And we'd like to separate our stormwater from our sewage now because the sewer system can't handle it. All of these are going to need to be addressed at some point. Ideally, we can grow out of some of the I&I as our system grows, but the lamp holes are just going to be something that needed to be taken care of. You need a manhole in there so you can properly maintain the sewer. You can line it, so this is going to be with us for a little while before we can fix it all.
That's correct. And we are using the data that we have. So the age and the data on the sewer itself is being in consideration, but we also are considering the amount of lamp holes that we can remove in the same project as part of the data. To Ed's point, it's just a negative. We have no access point from it. We can't use it in our the way that we operate, and it can only allow I&I. There's no benefit to having a lamp hole as opposed to a brand new manhole.
Let me ask a clarifying question here. We talked about the stormwater system. Now, we may have some stormwater I&I infiltration from various leaks, but the stormwater system itself is not connected to our wastewater system, is it?
No, it's two completely different systems.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to be sure about that.
Yep.
Yeah, let me comment on that. It's not connected, but what I mean to say is when they design the city. They didn't put in a ditch or a sewer pipe in that part of the city, and they just put in a sewer thinking that would catch all of the sewage and the rain. So if there's not a backfitted stormwater there, when the water gets over the sewer pipe, it's not meant to go there anymore. That's the one place for it to go. And another downside of not having the manhole, I hate to be doom and gloom, but if you have a collapsed sewer pipe or a clog, what you typically do in a sewer system to troubleshoot is you put your camera or you look in manholes. But when you just have lamp holes and you don't even know if you have a lamp hole because it might be paved over, that really greatly increases the time and cost to repair that problem. Luckily, they don't happen every day, but if you end up having a sewer problem, a sewer collapse in an area where you're completely serviced by lamp holes, it could end up being a long time and expensive to get it fixed.
Well, absolutely, yeah. It is only, a lamp hole is only a negative for the city, for the system. There's no positives to having any.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Anything else on this business park savings for Ryan? If not, I entertain a motion.
I move to approve the Lebanon Business Park savings to be applied towards the lamp hole replacement as part of the 2025 sewer lining program for an amount not to exceed $201,740.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Bill to approve the Lebanon Business Park savings to be applied toward lamp hole replacement as part of the 2025 sewer lining program for an amount not to exceed $201,740. Additional comments or discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, thanks, Ryan. Before you go, would you introduce Spencer tonight at his first
Yes,
meeting?
Spencer Portish, if you'd like to come on up, please. Nothing like putting him on the spot on his 8th day here. Spencer.
Right in here.
Spencer is our new project manager, and the quotes for the vehicle were compliments of Spencer. So if you do find any mistakes, Mr. Smith, this is who you would like to need to contact. Spencer, if you want to give us a little background on your qualifications, that'd be great.
Not many, but we're working on it. So if you've got any questions, I'll take them, but I don't have much for you.
When's the last time you changed a diaper?
About 6:45 this morning.
Thank you.
That's a big enough job. All right, well, welcome,
No, I
Spencer.
had
Thank
the,
you.
I had the pleasure this morning of meeting with Spencer and getting to know him a little bit, and he's been pretty, I guess you could say, restrained about his background, but he's got a really, and from my estimation, he has a really good background, and he's an excellent addition to our staff, and welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, glad to have him here. I met him in an interview, and I just want to say I like how he's trying to look like Ryan with the vest
I
and
did.
everything.
Yeah.
I went home and got mine on.
Yeah. Needs to work on his handicap a little bit, but outside of that, that's okay.
That's a different story. Isn't it, Spence? All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks.
All right, we'll jump to approval of our claims, payrolls, and transfers dated February 19th. Everyone had a chance to review those, and if so, I would entertain a motion.
I move to approve claims payroll transfers dated February 19th, 2025 in the amount of $3,015,146.85 for claims and payroll and $0 for transfers.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to approve the claims, payrolls, and transfers dated February 19th, 2025. Additional comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, any other business tonight? Anyone from the board have any business?
I'd like to make a little report on a visit I made today to our wastewater treatment plant lab. Our wastewater permit requires a monthly report, and included in that monthly to IDEM, and included in that monthly report is how I think a half a dozen different effluent materials that go into Prairie Creek, whether or not they fall within our permit boundaries. And one important factor in that is to be certain that our lab is properly measuring these effluent discharge materials. And the way that is verified is that the labs throughout the state all get sent at the same time from an IDEM contractor, waste materials that have been pre-measured, but that pre-measured amount is not communicated to the people receiving the samples. And so our lab, every lab in the state tests those samples and determines what they find the samples to contain, send it back to the consultant, and then the consultant in the middle of a year sends a report out as to as to how the individual labs did. And I saw John Leslie, who's our lab manager, shared with me the 2024 report. And we were remarkably close. And the samples have a margin of error. You have, the actual amount and then a margin of error that's acceptable. And almost every one of our samplers were right on the amount, very close. And I think this is a testament to the professionalism of John. His backup is Vanessa Fisher. One of the things that they did last year is that they prepared a manual for the lab operations, including pictures and specific steps, so that the professional expertise they've gained can be easily passed off to other persons for backup training. So what this points out to me is that under leadership of John, with Vanessa's input and other folks' input, is that we have one of the most professional wastewater treatment labs in the state, and I just wanted to recognize that.
Great. Thanks for those comments, Aaron. That's important and nice to hear. Anyone else have anything from the board? Ed, anything tonight?
No, sir. Thanks.
All right, we'll offer public comment again. I don't see anyone here from the public to comment. Our next meeting is scheduled for March 5th. It looks like we'll be moving that to March 12th at 5 p.m.
May I recommend that we have a motion
Okay.
to schedule that meeting?
Yep. Would someone like to make a motion to officially move our March 5th meeting to the March 12th time?
I move to move our March 5th meeting to March 12th.
Second.
Motion by Ann, seconded by Tim to officially move our March 5th meeting to March 12th. Any additional questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, made it official. March 12th it is, and we'll probably go ahead and meet on the 19th as well, but we'll worry about that on the 12th. Anything else before we adjourn? I'd entertain a motion to do so.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Tim, seconded by Ann to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you, everyone. We stand adjourned.